we got to start with Manchester United. I was listening to White and Jordan this morning with Martin Keown, and there was one Manchester United caller, I forget his name, he was brilliant. He came armed with stats. He was on for about 15 minutes. He was throwing out the stats, the numbers. He was gone. He's so gone with Ten Hag, and he was just talking about how Manchester United aren't a big club. They're not a big club anymore because the way that they keep on giving Ten Hag another game, another moment, they're saying, you know, like Sarri won the league with Juventus. They sacked him next season. They, like the team, the big teams around the world, like Tuchel, won the quadruple with PSG, got to the final Champions League, still sacked him. Not good enough. And Manchester United are just allowing this to go on. Of course, in the week against your former clubs, Chelsea.
Yeah, I was at the game.
What a game that was.
Listen, look. Regardless to what you were saying about the big club, Man United are always going to be a big club.
Of course they are.
Just because of the history alone. Like, it doesn't matter. It's like saying Nottingham Forest ain't a big club. They're still a big club. For me, that's in my eyes. When you look at Man United, and you're telling me about probably, sacking the manager because he's not been good enough and why is he still there or whatever, whatnot. I don't look at it like that. They've just got new ownership. Well, Radcliffe has just come in, so he's working from the top downwards. And right now, when I look at Man United, there's no use in sacking Ten Hag. You got to accept what it is right now. It's a transitional phase, and it has to come. Like, when you're going to sack a manager, you got to have a replacement straight away, and it's got to be the right fit. If you're going to get rid of Ten Hag right now, there's no point getting it done now. You're going to want a little bit of just give him a chance, show a bit of loyalty, let him work with what he's got right now, and then next in the summer, that's when you probably, if it's not been good enough this season, which it hasn't, that's when you do what you need to do. But right now, I don't see any point doing it, and that doesn't make Man United a small club. That's just my view on it.
Manchester United have lost 12 league games this season. That's not a Manchester United.
No, it's not. We all know that. We all know that. Look, I saw a clip today, just on work rate alone. I saw a clip today. Rashford, he obviously came on yesterday, and I'm not criticising him. I don't know what's going through his head, but I saw something on Twitter, or X now, I should say, and I just see him just like he wasn't closing down. He was really passive with his defensively. Yeah. He only comes alive when he's on the ball. And to be a Man United player, and to even say what he said as well, I'm not just criticising him. This not just goes for him. He's just like he's about one of the 10. He's one of the senior players that are not pulling their weight, not chasing the ball down, not making challenges. Right when the ball's right next to you and you can close him down and put the boy under the pressure and you're not doing it, but then that shows me incompetence.
The question then comes,
and then it comes to the manager,
and the sort of what's going on at the club.
For me, I don't care what manager is at the helm. You've got self-pride as a footballer.
I'm sure, but
I don't care. I don't care who the manager is. I'm gonna make sure I at least run around and close down and do the basics. I'm not going to be protesting by not closing that. It doesn't do me any justice. Doesn't do me any justice because I'm looking at it and I'm saying, no, I've got to at least do that because that's the basics for me, and that's what I got taught.
But you're holding yourself accountable, right? Some of these footballers are being questioned about that. Have you ever had a manager that's made you want to go the extra yard for him? Because I'm like,
of course. Look, I was a player that always I'd like an arm around me, so tell me how great I am. Do you know what I mean? Then you get the best out of me.
You're doing a great show, Carlton. I think you're brilliant, mate.
No, honestly, just do that to me, and then I'll give you an extra yard. Do you know what I mean? But what it is, when things ain't going your way, you need that even more. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know if Ten Hag is warming to the players,
I'd agree.
And that might be a problem.
Well, let's find out.
But then it depends on you. To get the best out of yourself. You can't be depending on outside sources. Look at yourself first, and then we can work out.
But that's accountability, and how many players are working in Manchester United with that self-accountability. Let's go to a Manchester United fan. Adam joins the Sports Bar Weekender. Good evening, Adam.
What's happening, gents? Madge, Carlton, how are we?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Do you know what? I thought about you in the week with that Chelsea game. At least it weren't a long drive home.
You know what? It wasn't a long drive home, but let me tell you something, bro. That was painful. You know what? I think us football fans, we're all the same up and down the country. Doesn't matter how bad our team's playing. we'll go and support. But not just that, we just want to see you putting in 110%. You see, there's a way of losing. And I'm sure Carlton will agree, there's a way to lose. I'm all fine, like, if we lost and we put in a shift, like, even when we turned it around, went to 3-2, fought it, and then we gave away the penalty again, 3-3. I was like, let's just take the point. But then from the kickoff, everyone's just running. I was so confused what the tactics were after that. And you know what? That part has nothing to do on Ten Hag. That part has to do with leadership and man management of the game on the pitch.
Yeah. And that's what I'm trying to say, Adam.
But the rebuttal to that is, and I heard this from a Manchester United fan earlier, Adam, on talkSPORT, is you've made Bruno Fernandes your captain. That guy whinges, yeah? He don't look like a leader, yeah? In terms of...
I called the boys yesterday straight after the game, yeah? I spoke to I think it was Jamie O'Hara and Jermaine Pennant, yeah? I told them this, yeah? The biggest mistake we've made was making someone who's not a leader our captain. A leader is someone you need in the trenches. Someone, when things aren't going your way, they're not going to sit there and throw their hands up and sulk and get emotional. Bruno could have easily got maybe 20 yellow cards this season just for dissent. If we're looking at the way the referees are handling dissent, Bruno should have been sent off about 7 games. The amount of times the guy's throwing his hands, he's an emotion. Like, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with being emotional. It's part of the game, especially if you're invested in the game, right? It's okay to be emotional, but you got to channel it the right way. You got to get behind the boys. You got to speak to them. You got to not like what kind of example is he saying to players like Mainu and Garnacho? And Garnacho already seems like somebody who likes a win anyway.
When I look at it, like, because I've seen Kobbie Mainoo before he got into the Man United first team. I think when you look at it, he is the epitome of what you want. Yeah. He's what you want, and he's too young to lead right now and be the captain. But
it shouldn't be on him.
He shouldn't be on him. And there should be a leader in front of him that's showing him the way. And I was at the match yesterday. I was at the game, and I was seeing it live. And when I look at Bruno, I asked my son. My son's a Man United fan, by the way. Don't ask.
Oh, how did that happen?
Mate, I don't want to talk about it. Yeah, but
from the glory days,
it's bad. No, it's not even from the glory days. It's like when they've been poor, and he still likes them. I can't believe it. So he's not a glory hunter, obviously. Anyway. So when I'm looking at it, I said, who's the captain? Because I'm looking at him, and I said, who's your captain, by the way? And Bruno was on the field, and I just can't see Bruno being that captain. He's not a leader. No. The ball went out for a corner kick, and the way he went over to go and take it wasn't. There was no.
We ain't got any leaders.
There was no oomph. You know what I mean? There was nothing. And it's just all flat, man. And I was just confused. This ain't the Man United that I grew up watching, and I feel sorry for you supporters.
No, we can't keep going back into the past and looking at players of the past. Because let me tell you something, yeah? If he plays like Park Ji-sung, plays like Darren Fletcher, nobody in the squad can lace their boots. They might be better than them quality-wise. Bruno might be better technically.
Yeah, of course. There's loads of players out there that's like that, yeah.
But let me tell you something. We had a team where Park Ji-sung, you knew every single game you were getting a 9 out of 10.
Mate, he's at least running 14 kilometres a game.
Yeah,
at least, average.
He's running a marathon in a game. He was Kante before Kante.
Yeah, he was.
He was indeed, and he was a great player, and the kind of energy that you need. Thank you, Adam. Keep those calls coming in at 03717 22 344. Don't forget you can send us a voice note as well on WhatsApp if you wish to get through like that. You're listening to the Sports Bar Weekender with Majestic and Carlton Cole.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.